is Pride weekend, and we are going to be going out Saturday to the day party.
Yes.
You excited for Pride?
I'm excited.
We love Pride.
We missed last year.
We missed last year. I was pregnant last year, and I was too scared to go to Pride just because it's so crowded, and I didn't want people to like bump into me and
be around the alcohol.
Yeah, I spent all last summer sober, completely sober, while everyone else had fun. Today's video, like, I want to talk about us coming out, just because it's not always the easiest thing to do. Granted, I've been pretty blessed with like my family, and they didn't really give me a hard time. I don't even think there she is. Peekaboo. Hey.
Say happy Pride, baby girl. Say hi, everybody. This is Clea Marie. Sorry.
Okay, so I come from a really small town. Well, back then it was small. I graduated in 04. Now, I can really count on one hand how many people were gay back then, but I didn't really know what gay was. I tried to like be straight and feminine, and my hair was done. I wore makeup. I did my nails.
Those white tips.
I had white tips. But because everyone around me was like that, but I just didn't feel comfortable, you know? And even though I had like friends and I would like put myself out there like to fit in, it just didn't work. I just wasn't comfortable. But I didn't know that I was gay. I didn't know that that term for liking someone of the same sex was gay. So I moved out after I graduated because I feel like I needed to live my life, like find out who I was, what I was, why I was feeling this way towards other girls. Like, I had girlfriends, but like friends, like platonic friends. But then, you know, I had friends who I thought were attractive, and, you know, I started like changing the way that I dressed. Now, I was never comfortable in feminine clothes. I just didn't feel, you can tell I just wasn't comfortable. And I started like wearing my dad's shorts or his shirts, and I would take some when I would go visit. She's never like even heard this. So I started wearing like longer shorts and like bigger shirts. I started pulling my hair back and
boxers.
And I started wearing
Not
boxers. And I was just comfortable, you know, and I knew at that point that it was gonna be an issue with my family, more so my dad. I did take home a couple girls, like, to introduce them, but it was always like, my friend, this is my friend. And I don't think my dad knew, really. My mom knew. And when my mom, like, when I officially told my mom that I was gay, we were actually mid-argument. They were on vacation, and I was talking to this girl in Texas. Okay, so this was like before I actually moved out, when I was being sneaky. So my parents were on vacation, and I was already like talking to this girl. It was like on AOL chats and like CPixel and stuff. And my mom came home and she saw the phone bill. And she kept asking questions like, who do you know in Texas? Like, why are you on the phone like so long in Texas? Like, just, you know, like, asking over and over and over, and I finally told her it's because I'm gay. And I honestly don't even remember like what she said right after that. I was just like, oh my god. I just told her I was gay. I mean, obviously at that point, like, I knew what gay was, but yeah. Then I moved out afterwards.
Very quickly.
Yeah, so that's when, like, I moved out. I actually moved out when my parents were again in Mexico, and I feel like my parents had, like, this different vision for me, you know, and it just wasn't who I was. And after that, like, you know, I saw my dad, and I was dressed in like slacks and a button up, and he actually told me to go home and change. And
How old were you?
19, like 19.
So the argument with your mom happened when you were 19, and then you told her you were
No,
out.
the argument with my mom happened before I moved out.
So you told her at what, 18?
Like 17, 18. It was a long time ago. But I know I was still living there. But I didn't really come into like myself as I am now, like, until after I moved out. And I started, like, you know, wearing man clothes, I guess you could say, man clothes. And I think that was the hardest part for my dad to see. But I didn't officially tell my dad until I was 21. And I told him when I was drunk. We had, like, my parents threw me a really big 21st birthday party, and my whole family was there. I had friends, and everyone knew but my dad. Like, I had already told everyone but my dad. And it's because I was just scared.
And you were dressed like a guy at your 21st birthday party.
I was dressed in like a polo and jeans, which is what I wore like all the time. I still wear that. But yeah. He just didn't say anything. My dad's like very quiet, but I know he like observed, me and stuff, but I didn't officially tell him until we were actually leaving to like the after party of my birthday, and I was like, Dad, I just want to tell you something, and I'm sorry, but I'm gay. And he was drunk, and he started like giggling. He's like, Mija, it's okay. And like he hugged me, and everyone was like, oh my god.
How did he really say it?
Mija, it's okay, I love you. Like, that's how he really said it, you know?
English?
Yes, because, you know, when he was drunk, he speaks English. And everyone was kind of like quiet because they didn't know how he was gonna react. Like, they really didn't know, because my dad's like very quiet, and he can go like 0 to 100 real quick. So it was either gonna be a really bad reaction or a really good reaction. So luckily, you know, he was fine with it. He hugged me. Everyone was happy. I don't know if my mom like really kind of told him, like, on the down low. Yeah, like a heads up. I really don't know. But they were great, you know. After that, I'm sure they had to adjust, like, within themselves, being really traditional. And my dad, not only is your daughter gay, but she dresses like you. And I think that confused him into, like, him thinking that I wanted to be a man. But his second thing was he was not upset, he was sad that he thought he was never going to get grandkids. And I'm happy that, like, down the road, after like my life, and I went through what we went through, like, we had Clea, you know. So but yeah, they've been great. My siblings knew, like, before I told them. When I feel like I was pretty lucky. They tell them, they're like, okay, like, what's new, you know. But a lot of people can't say that. So I know she hasn't heard this story before, but that's how I came out. And then going to my first Pride and like seeing someone from the same town, and like it was just it was awkward, you know. So this is like a time to where like people who aren't out of the closet don't really feel comfortable like going to events like this, but they want to, but being scared of like seeing someone or being outed by someone else, you know. But I went through that and it sucks, you know, but it's like you're gay too, so yeah, that's my story. But I haven't heard yours.
It was so long ago. I have such a bad memory. I'm like Dory.
You're aging yourself right now.
Yeah, I'm like Dory. I think I was about 13. How old are you when you go into middle school?
Like 13, 14?
No, I think that's high school.
I think I was like,
It's like freshman.
16 in high school.
I don't know.
You were a kid.
I was a kid. I think I was like in 7th grade, and it all started with a girl.
You kissed a girl, you liked it.
Yeah, long story short. Yeah, and I think my mom knew before I did, because that day she kissed me in my room, and my mom's gonna kill me.
What?
Shit.
You were in your mom's house?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
a kid, and she kissed me, and I walked her home.
I was allowed to have anyone in my room.
My mom was at work, and
you're
then I
sneaky.
walked back home, and my mom was like, "Who is that girl? And you're up to no good." And oh my god! So after that kiss, San Jose, in high school and in middle school, everybody's a lesbian. Everybody is.
That's so weird, because I can name like 2 lesbians from Napa, like when I was that age.
No. Okay, so it wasn't a big thing in the city of San Jose back then. So everybody knew everybody like today. But going into high school, I had another girlfriend and another girlfriend, and
How many girlfriends?
I had quite a few girlfriends. And my dad and my mom, they put 2 and 2 together, and I wasn't allowed to have girls at the house anymore. I wasn't allowed to have friends at the house anymore without having my door open.
Were they like girlies, girls, or like the studs?
It was a combo of both.
Okay.
And I like what I like.
I like what I like.
And she had opened the door to my room and basically found me kissing another girl. And she was like, "Cassandra, come throw out the trash."
So this is like the second time she caught you.
Yeah, well, she didn't catch me the first time officially. She just thought something, because the girl
Oh,
that had kissed me was dressed like a stud, you know, long
Got it.
braid. Yeah. This time she actually saw me when she opened up the
Oh
bedroom
my
door.
God.
And I was like, she was like, "Come throw the garbage trash now." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." So I went and I got up. She's like, "All of those girls need to go," because there was like 3 girls in my room. "All of them need to go."
What?
We were just hanging out. "All of them need to go." And I was like, shit. So I was like, she was like, you were kissing her. I was like, something was in her eye. I was not kissing her. Something was in her eye. I was blowing in her eye. So,
That's. Oh my God.
you know, and then my dad, my parents aren't traditional, but when they started catching on to what I was doing and who I was interested in, it was more of like, you weren't raised like that. Who's teaching you these things? Where did you learn that from? Like,
Your moves.
lesbians are bad, and you like none of our family are lesbians or gay at that time. And yeah, that's basically what he said. So I dated guys in between to be the normal and to see exactly if it was a phase or if it wasn't a phase. Um, I did that till I was about 18. Once I was 18, um, I don't know, are we gonna get into that? I think that's another video.
And then Carlos showed up.
Yeah. Once I was 18, I kind of knew what I wanted, but I met my son's dad when I was 16, and he was kind of like the cushion of me getting out of the house, because they knew that he took care of me and we would go on dates. I was only allowed to see him. She's over it.
She don't want
like, I don't want to hear about him, mommy. Take that over there.
It's okay.
He would take me on dates, and then he would, you know, drop me off at my friend's house, and it would be like my girlfriend's house. I would see him on the weekends, have my girlfriend Monday through Friday.
You were living the life.
Like, yeah, my life was pretty crazy back then. And then I got blessed with Carlos.
Yes.
I got blessed with Carlos. And once I got pregnant.
That's your brother?
With Carlos, I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. I don't want to be with you. I don't want, you know, he's Mexican traditional, and he wanted his family,
having it.
and he wasn't having it, and you know, we went through lots of stuff, but for the most part, my mom really pulled through and helped me with Carlos since he was born. Since I was pregnant, she's been there nonstop.
Did you ever like officially come out to your mom?
Not me.
So this is like your coming out story.
Like, not me. I was pregnant with Carlos. I was 7 months, and I had a pregnancy scare. And my pregnancy scare, I got rushed to the hospital. I was with a bunch of friends and my then girlfriend. And my mom rushed to the hospital, of course, because we didn't know what was going to go on with the baby. I had a lot of bleeding, and I didn't know why. So my friends that were there in the waiting room that had drove me there with my then girlfriend were texting me, and they're like, hey, your mom's here, and so-and-so is telling her that, you know, she loves you and she wants to marry you, and that she's going to treat the baby like her own, and she's going to raise the baby, and she's going to be the baby's other mom. And my mom was just sitting there in shock, I guess, like, what the fuck?
I guess there really isn't like a perfect time.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And I was already in the hospital bed, and I was just bawling because I was like, why? Like, why did you do that? Why did you give a story to my mom that I couldn't even do? So, yeah, I still till this day haven't asked my mom, like, what did she tell you? What did you think? Like, my family knew that I dated girls. Like, it was not an issue with anybody except my dad. And with my mom a little bit for a little while, I think because I was so young, and it was more like, you don't know what you like. You're too young. You've never had a boyfriend. I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. They were really strict with me. So, it was more of that, I think. But now, I mean, my family, everybody knows.
I mean, I would imagine. So.
Everybody knows that, you know.
And if not,
everybody,
surprise!
There ain't no shame in my game.
There ain't no shame in your game.
Yeah, but
how was it your first Pride? that you went to, like, when you were 13? Did you go to Pride?
No, I didn't go to Pride until, I've never been to Pride single.
What?
I've never been to Pride single. I've always had.
Neither have I. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Pride single.
You want to get pinched?
You want to? No.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've never been single. But I've never, like, missed a Pride either. We only missed it last year because we were pregnant and you were gonna go by yourself.
Why are your cheeks getting pink?
Are they? It's hot in here. But yeah, that's our story. Everyone's different. Like, everyone's story is so different.
I was a pregnant lesbian laying in a hospital bed when someone else was outing me.
Yeah, and I was drunk. Telling my dad, like, hey, I like
Not
girls.
only that, but like when I was pregnant, in my head I was like crying because I was only 20 and I was like, I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I finally knew what I wanted, and I wanted to be with a female. I wanted my life to be with a female. I knew I wanted to eventually settle down with a female. And to me, back then, it was more like, who's going to want to be with a lesbian that already has a kid, that has luggage, aka meaning the baby daddy? Who? So,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those thoughts were in my head too.
Yeah, I think that's like another video.
Yeah.
Too. Because then one day we met, and then I woke up and there was a kid in my room. So
Literally.
Literally.
Like days later.
But for me, it was like I knew that she had a kid. But I mean, we'll get into that like later on.
You guys want to know, just keep watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's our story's definitely
I don't think
a good one.
our channel is going to have like any boundaries.
No.
I think we're going to get into a lot. We'll probably go a little bit deep.
I'm going deep.
And I mean,
But anyways, happy Pride, everybody. Have a good time.
we'll see everybody on Saturday if you guys
Yes.
are out there, and for sure on Sunday.
Yes. Say
Happy
hi.
Pride.
Happy Pride. Be safe. There's no right time. Like I said, there's no right time to ever come out. But I definitely feel. I think that's time for us
That's
to
our
end
cue.
it, right?
That's our cue.
That's our cue.
Okay, baby girl.
Okay.
Love is love.
Love is love, guys.